Welcome. These will be my thoughts on The Bear, Season 5, Episode 7, Caramel. The episode is rated TVMA, so will this video be. There will be spoilers for the show leading up to and including this episode. Another episode I absolutely loved. I think this might actually be my favorite episode, at least of this season, and in some time. And yeah, let's dive right in. So the yeah, just incredibly intense throughout the entire episode. And I thought they did a fantastic job. Like, this really felt like the climax. Like, I had to really remind myself, this isn't the season finale. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to top this one, but if this had been the last episode, there would have been a few questions that I would want answered. So, but yeah, just, all the different issues really come to a head here. We are looking at, the most, yeah, I think, so let's see, I think yeah, so they, excuse me, they've set up the system with the hand signals and everything, very, effective, and this episode, as really every episode so far, amazing editing, and let's see, I think that does bring us to the yeah, I really appreciated the way that they are resolving. I guess by the end of this episode it is perhaps entirely resolved. There is, by the end of this episode, I would say, no conflict remaining between Sid and Carmi, as far as, him still trying to micromanage, and or yeah, him trying to micromanage and still be in charge after he quit, and he even reassures her and reminds her, and it was great when there's that thing where she's like, you have to take over, and he's like, no, because this is her night, this is her, we stand in the moment of her victory, not his, and she's gonna regret it. If so he I do think he is right to not let her, because it's not that she actually needs it, it's just her nerves acting up. She can do this, and I really appreciated him having developed enough emotional intelligence to recognize that. And the let's see, I think, but yeah, so they do still, it's still a little unclear if he's going to keep showing up. At the end of this episode, they're like, what do we do tomorrow? I don't know, the same thing, I guess, and yeah, but I think, based on this episode, I think it might actually work that he is just like, I don't know, backup for her, something like that. And let's see, yeah, incredible use of just the couple of, you've got the timer ticking down from 10 minutes, and you've got the clock. And I'll cut to those, and just very very tense, and this thing of they'll tell us, okay, so we're working on this one now. Oh, last guests haven't left yet, what are we gonna do? And genuinely clever, this thing of like, well, let's throw a party outside, I guess, and like, yeah, by the end of the evening there's like a ton of, like, dozens of people right out there, and yeah, that was very, very nicely done. And yeah, early on they've got a bunch of, I'm afraid at this point I forget what those mean, but they've got a bunch of those red, they place those red things on the plates, and then later they're replaced by green ones, and I forget exactly what that means, but I feel like green is better than red. Like, certainly politically, I appreciate the Green Party. It could do more, but anything's better than Republicans. And literally nothing at this point. Like I would argue that there would be less damage done to America if no one was in office than Trump and his administration right now. Like, it's almost kind of impressive. If this was fiction, I probably wouldn't believe it, but I would almost be kind of impressed. Like, it's Saturday morning cartoon, levels of ridiculous. But at least gradually, he is looking at various failures that, yeah, I think it's gonna bug him for a while that that bunker slash ballroom is seemingly not happening. I saw someone note that apparently he's just destroyed a bunch of the White House for no fucking reason. I personally think that it would be appropriate if he paid out of his own money to fix it. Anyway, I think that does bring us nicely to the... Yeah, I love the bits where they have to, like, stall. So you've got the thing about, like, we've met before, yes, technical conference in Bern, and the thing with the oh, you know what, those flowers were actually picked out by my daughter. Oh, right now she wants like 100 candles in her birthday cake. Are we ready with the fucking table? That was very funny, and ultimately they do get them seated, and that was also like, there was tremendous. They really worked well as a source of tension in yeah, every so often it would go back to them. That was very, very nicely done. And yeah, I like when, so Donna showed up, and Carmi thankfully listens to Nat, because at first he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And I really appreciated that she also has really grown as a person. She's at the level where she can say, I am doing what I was told. And, Nat confirms, no, I asked her to come here, And, she's like, oh, Sophie, look, that's the kitchen. Okay, Mom, you're going to go in here. Okay, these are your coordinates, okay? Your mission, and I really must insist that you choose to accept it, is to stay the fuck right in here, okay? Like, if you need anything that's outside of this room, well, you can't call because we're busy. Fucking deal with it, I guess, just like, because there really do need to be ground rules here, and Carmi also genuinely looks completely, yeah, very, very tense when she shows up. But, it is also, like, I do appreciate Nat thinking, it's not good for her to be in the, the home with a power outage and everything. And I think that is when we get the yeah, so the we have the thing with... Yeah, I think that's when Neil walks up to the yeah, that's like, holy shit, this fantastically done scene. I felt so sure that he was gonna fuck it up, and for like, I'd say a solid minute, or maybe it just felt that long. He was just standing there, no matter what they said, he just said, yeah. But then thankfully, he warms up and he's like, you know what, this, he explains about the food, and he tells the story from his childhood, explains the tattoos and all this, and they do seem genuinely invested, that's, and the others standing there, like, I don't think they would watch, Neil more closely if he were balancing a barrel of nitroglycerin on the tip of his nose. Like, they just, yeah, and they're like trying to figure out, okay, how do we get him away from there without making it clear that that was not supposed to happen, just, yeah. And the let's see, I mean, especially once he starts swearing and like saying, have you ever, what was it, eaten something so good that a banana shot out of your asshole? No, but that would definitely be something. Yeah, that was good. That was wow. And the let's see, yeah, it was also just, I really appreciated the detail that so some of them are throwing the party out there, and I think it's Ted who's like, I can keep this party going all night. That is the first thing he said in a little while where I was 100% in with full confidence able to say I believe him. That is definitely something he can do. And in general, these are guys who throw a fucking good party, and that has sometimes been a problem because like that's what they can do, and that's not really what's called for this professional restaurant. But here, it's like how Richie will every so often just really come through for them. Love to see that. And let's see, I think that brings us to, yeah, fantastic tension around Marcus's dad. The I guess I will call him James as well. They get him to the table, and the thing with like, please call me James, only if you call me Richie. And just, yeah, really, really well done. And I think that brings us nicely to the various substitutions were also really great. The thing about like, okay, so we are running out of brioche. Have it? Have to. Yeah, have to have it because they have to have it. And let's see, yeah, the thing about, Carm reiterating, reassuring, this is the best thing. It's better than anything I've ever made. And, you know, she is convinced and makes it, and it gets top marks. Oh my God, the part with the, this is the best thing I've had here. You know what? It reminds me of this other place, but I can't remember what it's called. It starts with Cam, and he's like, Camille, no, no, it wasn't that. By all means, please, just, go over every letter in the alphabet. Eventually you'll land on it. And the let's see, oh my God, the part with the where Pete comes, Pete, go back to your fucking station. And yeah, I absolutely loved when that was one of my favorite editing bits. The part where Donna, she starts looking through the book and seeing all these recipes and recognizing one of her own, and the flashbacks to so this is the first time that she's really able to see his journey. She's happy that he went on it. She has some knowledge that it happened, but he hasn't really let her in, and we understand why, but now she's able to appreciate it. And later, he shows up and then he explains about certain things. And I swear I'm not going to take forever to say it because I'm a fucking broken record, but I will never tire of watching Jamie Lee Curtis act. Just fantastic. And the let's see. I'll wrap that part up real quick. But the part where she like looks back at the kitchen and she's seeing all of them, and there's just the pride in her face. She's just so happy that it worked out for Carm, And I think that, I feel like there was one more thing that I wanted to say around here, but great bit with the wine, which is the right one, and he is like sitting there tasting it, and like the kind of neutral face looks a little South Park reaction shot ish. I felt very I don't know, much like Gray still plays while seeing if the artwork in the video game he did was sufficient. And yeah, just incredible. Because like, yeah, he did get it. He might doubt himself, but he really does have this down. They all do. I appreciated how many of them got these, various individual success, you know, um, instances. And the part where, Sid is walking through, the hands, everybody's walking. I think ultimately Sid is pretty happy about that. And, the part with like this particular dish, which, she made and Carmi just praised, they say it's, it's amazing. It's the best. It's the best thing in Chicago or something along those lines, It's just the look on her face. Yeah. And, right, at one point she is so frustrated with Richie that she upgrades the promise/threaten beatdown into murder 1. And yeah, it was great when after the wine bit, he goes outside and it's like, yes, nice that place can also work for celebration, not just frustration and exasperation. And I think that is just about the right. I guess I'm not sure we're gonna get more of cheese. I mean, hopefully they'll fit in just a smidge. Maybe they could drizzle some cheese over some of the remaining episodes. But yeah, still wonderful. Love the thing about, sorry I had to be the bearer of bad news. Well, I should call you tough love, and I mean, at least you have a franchise. You have spent this entire evening telling me 550,000 fucking times that restaurants are terrible business, and now you're saying it's a good idea to franchise. And, she does reassure, and yeah. Let's see. I think that is just about... Yeah, the little moments between Marcus and his dad were also great. The candle was interesting. I like the dad's reaction to that, and afterwards there's the thing about, okay, we should do this again sometime, and next time I'll eat with you. And the dad is trying to hug him, and Marcus makes it just a handshake. But I do get the sense that he is trying to make things right, and he certainly clearly is proud of Marcus. I suppose that pretty much... Right, also the bit where, the thing about the wine, how it opens with like, I appreciate that you like that, but, because of the situation, and he's like, no, please. I know it's the one I love. I know exactly what it tastes like. Just, yeah, fantastic. And oh my God, the bit where he's such a fucking wine snob. See, okay, if you love wine, that's great. I am happy for you. If you recognize yourself in this character, I would like to agree with the show that you should probably take it down a notch, because you probably sound super obnoxious to other people. But the bit with like, oh, it's sweet. No, it's not sweet. It's dry. I don't know. I guess there's a sweetness to it. And the let's see. I think that pretty much... I know there's at least something else, but what was it? The bit where they keep cutting to that fucking boiling over pot, and we just know this is gonna go wrong, and then oh right, the system, shut down for 30 minutes because something boiled over. they don't have 30 fucking minutes to finish this, and it's obviously it is very clever, and normally they would cook the food so far in advance that it wouldn't be. I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to go, or maybe it's just that they should have been watching it, but yeah. And oh my god, okay, I swear I'm not gonna spend forever on it, even though I found it fucking hilarious. But I think his name is Alan, and her name is Annette. Just the little things where he'll, yes, chef, please don't say that. Hands, don't say hands. You know what? You could help us with the shit. What are those called? Whatever. The thing, just wet them and then wrap them. You know, and just and he mutters under his breath, fucking annoying, and the thing with like, okay, 3 minutes, 2:59, 2:58, coming up on 2:50 here. Sid looking like she might make it a double homicide at this point. And the part with like, okay, you know what, you guys have been great, but oh, I guess you're leaving. You know what, chefs, it's been so nice to be here tonight. And Sid again looks like, please stop. Just, yeah, incredible. And the yeah, I like the bit where I think it's one of the party guests is like, this feels illegal, and then I'm pretty sure that's Ted back to his line. Or wait, no, it might have been one of the others, but it was definitely a lie when they're like, we have a permit. Does that include for the cocaine that was just mentioned? Because that I find hard to believe. I don't think anybody here is rich enough to get away with cocaine. The people working there, I mean, probably people dining there at this point. And I think that pretty much. Okay, what else was left? So yeah, super clever with that other substitution with um the egg. Oh, and also, okay, I just gotta very briefly mention, the thing. Okay, so front of the house is all that's left. Richie, and we see the seconds counting down, and the door opens, and he's standing there, and everybody's like, okay, please say something, and he just laughs, and they laugh, and it's such a great release of tension for them and the audience. And and it was also very nice when Pete and Donna were talking, and like hugging, and she's like, oh, this is so nice. I mean, I still haven't forgiven you for bringing food to my house when you knew I was cooking. That was years ago, and I've not stopped thinking about it for one single solitary fraction of a goddamn second in all the time that's passed. And the let's see, what was the other thing? There was the right, yeah, that substitution, with the thing about like, do we have any eggs left? We have two. I just need one. And then Richie fucking throws and laughs, and he's like, let's go again, and then he just hands it to him. And it's like, I mean, it is undeniably kind of funny because like everyone in the room understands, no, like we only need that one egg. I mean, still pretty fucked up because just in case something else gets dropped or something, but yeah, and very clever, the yeah, the thing he does with it to turn that into so that they can replace because they were out of brioche, and let's see, yeah, I really appreciated that Carm very quickly accepted, I mean, because I don't know, I think it might be factually accurate that he says he'll do it faster than the assembly line, but Sid reminds him, because like they're trying to do things her way, and her way does work, like the fact that he can do amazing things. Like, he also got burnt out. A number of the problems on the show are his fault. So, yeah, and he does accept it and just, shows the others. And it was also great that Tina got her, yeah, her success with I would say Brussels, yeah, which they said fire. I don't think you have the authority to fire everyone in Brussels, but okay. No, they're referring to something else, but it can't be Carmy because he already quit. I did also like, the bit with, Jimmy saying, so can go fuck himself. Well, someone had to. I'm not his dad. You're also not his dad. My point is, and and the thing about him, you're a good man, James. I mean, you're an asshole, but you're a good man. And yeah, oh my god, the bit where Carmy drops the fucking plate, and then, just, I think it's both Alan and Annette who just, like, they don't talk. They're not that loud, but clearly he heard it. And it's like, at least one of them is like, oh, he must feel so embarrassed. You're not making that better. You get that, right? And yeah, very relieved when that situation does get addressed, because it definitely looked like we were back to, earlier Carm, where he's going to completely, like, it's really gonna hit him very hard. And I was very, very it was a great break in the tension, release of tension, when, Richie said, we got you, and that again helps show his growth, because that is not how he reacted in some of the earlier episodes of the show to this particular situation. And it was also very nice when, there's the thing with hands, and then he gives Carmy a hand, and Carmy gives him a hand. And but yeah, leading up to that, Richie comes into the kitchen, and Carm is already like, I fucked it up. I dropped the plate, and Sid is trying to de-escalate, trying to calm him down, and then Richie comes through. What the fuck happened here? Richie? And, so he says the word cousin to Carm 3 times in increasing levels of intensity and insistence. And by the 3rd one, I was sitting so far on the very, very edge of my chair that I would not be able to put my hand on a Bible and swear in a court of law that I was legally still on it.